This conference will now be recorded. This conference will now be recorded.
So my name is Ram. I'm working in sales from past close to 13 years. So I started my career in Salesforce itself as a fresher. Now I'm one of the lead segment architect within the organization that I'm working for, where I'm managing around 5 different Salesforce. Okay, introduction is not done right, so I'll say 5 different Salesforce servers within my organization and with a team of 49 people. Yeah, so this is about me. Now let's jump into Salesforce. Yeah, so what are we gonna do? So today we just see some basics of industrial revolution, which you were already aware of, and then we'll discuss what is our application and what is a legacy technology, then cloud computing, then some come to Salesforce, compare with Salesforce and your legacy technologies, and what are the advantages, job descriptions, sorry, job opportunities, and the growth. Yeah, who don't know anything about this image? Uh, Actually, someone who is not speaking is should go on mute. I think it is Durgara. Let me mute him. Let me know if my voice is clear now. Is that clear?
Yes, sir, your voice
Hello?
is clear.
Perfect. Yeah. So as everyone, I didn't turn on my camera, by the way. Just give me 1 minute. So as of now, we are into fourth industrial revolution. So as you know, the first industrial revolution is in steam, which is started somewhere around late 1700s, and then electricity in 1800s. Then you have computing, which speaks mostly about your computers. This is where you started speaking with the uh, with the system in the language that the system is aware of, right? And now we are into, can you please check your mic, please? So, and now we are into intelligence, which is nothing but artificial intelligence. Just give me 1 minute. Huh? Yeah. But now when it comes to your fourth industrial revolution, systems started speaking with you, right? For example, your Alexa or your Google or your Siri, right? So earlier, if I want to do something, I have to open my phone and go to contacts, maybe call my family members, or open unlock my phone again, or to open my Facebook, all this. But these days, I can ask my system to do anything for me, right? So how this is happening? This is because of artificial intelligence. Why? Because the system started speaking back with me in a layman language that I can understand, right? So earlier I have to write a code, right? Now these days you're not required, right? Now, Ram, why we are discussing about this now? Because Salesforce is also into artificial intelligence. Okay, then can someone tell me why do we need an application? Anyone? Hello, am I audible? Others? Make your life easy.
Yes,
Yes,
sir, you're audible. Yes, you're audible.
perfect. So someone said make your life easy. Then what else? Anyone? Yeah, answer is correct. So using the application, it makes our life more easier. So this will reduce our time and effort to do any activity, right? So for example, uh, you guys are there in different locations, right? And career IT is from Hyderabad. So let us say if you want to learn Salesforce from career IT manually, not through this online. So what you have to do, you have to travel all the way from your natives or the places that you are staying in to Hyderabad, and from there you have to reach out, right? So for example, let's say you might say, no, no, Ram, actually we are almost there in Hyderabad itself. So for that also, you should go to the career IT office, right? Which is you have to go outside and talk to some cab drivers or auto haulers and do it. Now one of you says, no, why should I do it? Now we have Uber, Ola, right? So what is how about earlier case? You have to speak with them, right? Manually. And they used to say different rates based on the agreement that you're having with them. You used to go by them, right? Now, let us say Ram is a person who have seen this, where people are waiting for a long time for a cab. Because, for example, you people are sitting in, let's say you are from a very good locations in Hyderabad, so it's coming, cabs are just going on the way and they are picking it up. But let us say I'm from one of the remote places within Hyderabad, which is let's say very far away. So getting a cab and auto for me, unless until I go call someone on mobile, no one will come on that road. In that case, it's pretty hard, right? So looking at these issues, let's say Ram is a person who got an idea, okay, why can't I define an application where in which people don't have to wait on the roads for hours and hours to see and pick a cab. So rather, I have defined an application and have named it as Uber or Ola. Now, to define the application, can I define it very easily? No, right? The moment I get an idea, I have to set up an environment in my organization so that it allows me to build my application. Where I have to get a server, I have to set up a server, then and your devices where you will develop the tools, and in each device you have to install that software. For example, if you're going with Java or Oracle or any other technologies, you have to install that software and make sure the user access is defined properly and the security, and start building the application, right? And at the end, as it is for the mobile development, I need a UI developer or a designer who can deal the screens or who can design the screens in as more responsive on mobiles, right? This is what happens. And to complete this entire setup is to take around a year, right? Forget about implementation, just to complete the setup, right? This is slow going, right? And in future, so as I am doing it on a server that is maintained by me, so I have to concentrate on list of users who will be using it. Let's say I started with 50 users. Tomorrow, what if it grows to 500? I cannot simply say that no, no, I cannot simply ask my customer not to come, right? I have to increase my business. So what I'll do, I'll increase the server size. Slowly, I'll keep on increasing the server size from 500 to 50,000, wherein which it have to either buy a new servers or I have to connect with the different servers in a serialized pattern. But it's a waste of my efforts, right? Because who knows, tomorrow something else might come. Let's say you have Ola. So it may not consume the entire Uber business, but it will definitely have an impact, right? Which means the number of users using my application currently will definitely decrease. It might increase also in future based on the visibility of the application that is there in the market, right? Now that entire headache I have to face manually, right? To avoid that headache, you have something called cloud computing, right? So in cloud, what will happen is the same funda. You will have the entire setup in your system, but when it comes to cloud, you will have a third-party system who will arrange a space in their server for you. It is like this. Like say, I want to connect with all of you using Facebook. So what I'll do, I have to sign up with the Facebook and start sending you the send request, sorry, friend request. Once you accept, then we can chat each other, right? This is what has happens in your Facebook, right? The same thing here also. So to do that, actually Facebook gives me a space in its server. Similarly, as it is based on cloud computing, in cloud computing you will have a service provider. Okay, that guy will give you some space in their service, and you are staying here. I mean, you will be there in that or that server as a paying guest, where you have to pay only a little amount to so that you can make use of all the facilities, right? In cloud, you have three types. One is infrastructure, platform, and service software, right? So when it comes to infrastructure, it is halfway like your on-premise solution, which is your previous solution. Like half of the things like you defining the application, defining the data model, your runtime issues, or any if you want to have any middleware or all the operations, everything has to be handled by you. And rest all like virtualization, server, storage, and networking, all these things will be taken care by your service provider, right? So this is good. Halfway it has reduced, but still has few more things, right? Those can be reduced using your platform. So using platform, what will happen is it will just tells us what kind of application the user is looking for and what is the data structure. Rest all will be taken care by the system itself. So this is where your uh, platform comes into picture, and this is where your first or the basic platform of Salesforce, that is say platform cloud user license, comes into picture. Then you have software as a service, which is exactly similar to your Salesforce. So now here what happens, here you will be given a service by your service provider to make use of it blindly, and now with some market standard applications. If you want them, you can make use of them. If you don't want, you can just ignore. So either of them is possible, right? Now, these are a couple of examples. For software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure, remember Amazon Web Services. Platform as a service, remember Salesforce Platform. Software as a service, then it's your Salesforce. In SAS, you will see all the examples wherein which you don't have to log into the system, right? And you don't have to install any software and log into the system. Now that's about cloud. So now when it comes to Salesforce, Salesforce generally people call it as 360-degree platform. So can someone tell me what you understood from this image?
This is used for marketing a product. This is used for like sales, maintaining customer relations. So you can use it in 360 degrees.
So basically, Salesforce says that this is one-stop solution for all your customer problems, right? So why, for example, I'm an external user who wants to say use Salesforce. Let's say I have a garments organization, then I can make use of it for my sales, right? And let's say if I have a service process defined in my organization, let's say for example, the clothes stitching. I can make use of service to capture my informations of my existing customers and their complaints, right? And then I want to do a marketing. I can make use of Marketing Cloud, or I want to sell this off. I don't want to have any tie-ups with Amazon or Flipkart. So I can define my own e-commerce website and I can sell it off in that, right? All of them are possible. Now I can define n number of applications with a lot of analytics. I can integrate with external system using MuleSoft, which is one of the costliest acquisitions of Salesforce. So, Mark, if you're not speaking, can you please go on mute? Sweta, I'm muting you because too much of noise is coming from your end. Yeah. Now, it has employee experience, which is your experience cloud. So it's a different product of Salesforce where you'll have lesser cost on the licenses, and it's been used in multiple industries. Can someone name me one industry where Salesforce is being used? Any one application that you see in your real time is being used by Salesforce? Anyone? Anyone? Okay, as most of your names are looks like Indians, who knows Paytm? Anyone don't know Paytm? Paytm uses Salesforce. And who knows Redbus? Yes, Bajaj Finance is using Salesforce. Right? It's been used in multiple industries. It's been used in education industry. You know, Stanford is using Salesforce. The entire admissions process of Stanford University is running based on Salesforce itself. Then you have Harvard. Then you have Byju's. Yes, that's one of the biggest example. So India's number one education or a tuition center, online tuition center, Byju's is being used Salesforce, right? Now, banking sectors, your Citigroup is using Salesforce. Oil and gas centers, which is one of the richest sectors in the world, British Petroleum. Even Shell. Uh, I think Indian Oil is gonna use Salesforce widely going forward. They are in types with Salesforce now. Then what else? Your Citigroup is being used Salesforce. I'm not speaking just about Citibank, your Citigroup, because in US it is there in multiple areas like financial working sector, real estate, and all this. Citigroup is there. Citibank is just one part of it. So they are using Salesforce widely. Vodafone is using Salesforce, by the way, right? So it's been used in multiple bigger organizations, and at the same time, it's been used even in smaller organizations whose annual turnover itself is just 10 lakhs, which means Salesforce has wide variety of licenses where you can make use of them according to your business requirement. Why? Because why I'm speaking about licenses, because this is not for free. You have to pay and get it. Okay. Then, Ram, if this many people are using Salesforce, then how does Salesforce control everything? So, as the image shows, which is similar to your community, Salesforce also works on the concept of on the concept of multi-tenant architecture. So what is this? It basically helps us to share the resources. Like maybe in the community, I'll share my power. Let's say I'll share my common courts like football, volleyball, or it could be my swimming pool. All these things will be shared with others or my neighbors in my apartment, right? Now, it doesn't mean that I don't have any authority. I do have an authority, but as everyone is paying some minimal bill, these things will be given or will be shared with everyone in the organization or in the community, right? Now, let's say after buying a flat in a particular community, if I start saying that no, no, this swimming pool belongs to me, that's stupid, right? Or let's say if I bought a flat here and let's say Durgarao is staying next to me, I cannot go to his home and sleep every day, right? So he should be in his limit, I should be in my limit. Likewise for many other tools also, right? And even in Salesforce also we do have such limitations, and we call them as governor limits, which means going forward for each and every concept that we are going to discuss, I will get the details of um, uh, each and every governor limit for all the people. Okay. Any questions so far? Am I going fast or slow? Is that okay? Good. I'll consider it as no. Then, see, earlier, once you get an idea to build an application on the legacy platform, you have to set up the entire infrastructure, right? So to do that setup, it used to cost you a lot, right? And at the same time, you have to install the software also in your laptop to make sure you start your development. But now, if you see, the moment I get an idea, it's like I just have to pay the rental amount that I'm looking for to Salesforce and ask my client to start sitting next to me to gather the requirements, build the application immediately. Right? This much of speed has been increased. Earlier, it used to take months, but now it just takes weeks or days at max, right? So based on this, you can understand why Salesforce is picked up as one of the best applications or best technologies in the world right away. Now, and the other advantage is there after building the application as a legacy platforms, you have to look for a mobile designer who will design your mobile screens according to the user requirements on the UI. But now, when it comes to Salesforce, you don't have to bang your head with and thinking about whether it is responsive on mobile or my laptop and all, because Salesforce by default supports all these tools. Okay, and now, yeah, so obviously it saves a lot of time, right? Because earlier, like around a decade back, So organizations like CTS used to compete with Infosys, Infosys used to compete with Wipro, Wipro used to compete with IBM. So everyone used to compete with each other. But these days, everyone is just competing with your license, not with the amount that I'm gonna take. Clear? Any questions so far? Now, as companies are running behind time, so which is making sure that how soon we can deliver. So obviously, delivery or charges also will reduce, right? And these are the classic examples. So if I want to build an application using a legacy platform, it will take around 1 year. But when it comes to Salesforce, there are a couple of apps that are built very easily within a couple of days and weeks also using Salesforce. Okay, Ram, but how do you provide the access? Based on the requirement, I'll just extend the agreement to multiple licenses and I'll just create the users. That is very easy. Okay, this is not required, but yeah. So he is Mr. Mark Banyaf. So he leads Salesforce. So he's the CEO, and he always speaks with a word called trust, which is very, very important in Salesforce. Because now, as you might have a question, okay, as it is being on on cloud, how effective is it? How can I expect it to share the screens and all? So there are places where Salesforce servers are set up where human beings won't go also, right? So it's highly secured software and being used to share the application with all of you. Okay. And anyone knows what is App Store or a Play Store? Anyone? Hello. What is an App Store or what is a Play Store? It's a place where you'll have a list of all the applications that can be installed in my mobile. For example, let's say I want to install WhatsApp to talk to all of you, right? Or I want to speak with you with using the Facebook. So I don't have to build that application from scratch because it's already available. I just have to go to my App Store or Play Store, download, install, and provide my credentials and start communicating with you, right? But you know what? Actually, Play Store came later. First is your App Store. Google didn't replicate it, but it came up with its own name called Play Store. But App Store, the domain itself is been registered by this guy with the idea. But as he is one of the best friends of your Steve Jobs, so he has gifted it to them, and he came up with a word called App Exchange. Okay, for Salesforce, it is App Exchange. So here, like any other organization, you can build an application for yourself, or you can see a common use case and build that, get an approval, and release it. So that in your app store, so that people can start building your application based on their requirement. Clear? Anyone? So here, so I don't have to get a job in Salesforce also, right? So once you build an application, And if you feel this is one of the common use case that everyone being used, I can upload it in the App Store. Of course, I have to get multiple approvals from this App Exchange team. It will take at least 3 months to close the deal. But once it is done, you can earn money on it as well, because your Play Store or App Store are for free, so anyone can upload their applications. But when it comes to App Exchange, it is one of the place where your Salesforce customers allow logs in and capture the information, right? So Salesforce won't allow you blindly install your applications or publish your applications in App Store. Okay, this is not required. This shows you the growth of Salesforce. Rather, we'll just look at the numbers rather than that. So yeah, so Salesforce started in 1999, right? From there, it has grown up in every year. And this year, actually, this was the plan given by Salesforce by 2021, that they are going to reach $35 billion company by 24. But now itself, they have reached that mark. Okay, so Ram, why do we need to know this? Uh, So generally, maybe there are a couple of people who want to switch their technology in this batch. So generally, when you'll switch your technology, whenever your technology gets saturated or when there are no openings, right? When there are no openings, if no one is using your application or your product or your technology, openings will be lesser, right? Now Salesforce says that, hey, I'm gonna generate or I'm already generating $35 billion company every year, which means that it's being used by that many customers, right? If those many people are using it, they need an application to be built for their organizations, which also increases the demand of Salesforce developers going forward, right? That's the reason it is very important. So it means that at least for 1 decade, Salesforce will grow, keep on growing, and you don't have to worry about your career if you are being a part of Salesforce. Yeah. So I'm not just exaggerating you. You don't have to just look at these sessions and just learn Salesforce. You can do your homework as well. And at the same time, I'm not asking you to just come with me itself. You can go with any person. Okay. Then these are the different certification paths. You can either become an administrator or a consultant or a platform developer or a developer or an architecture or even you can become a business analyst or a tester as well, right? Any questions so far, anyone? Okay.
Right now,
Yeah.
right now, which is the best one to get into that? It's a part of administration or it's part of organizer. I mean, developer.
Yes, I'll tell you. I'll open Excel. So entire Salesforce is being divided into two types. Okay. One is Salesforce admin. The other one is Salesforce developer. Okay. These are the key structures for any other role as well, right? So if you want to become a business analyst or a tester, all these areas as well. Of course, even for an architect, right? Now, Ram, what do you mean by an admin and developer? Is this admin means by a person who secures my organization, like throwing multiple restriction rules on my on my end users and just secure? To an extent, yes, but no also. because the definition of admin in Salesforce is quite different when you compare with the definition of admin in any other technologies also. Why? Because here in Salesforce, admin is the person who can build the application. Or by the way, what is an application? Anyone? We have discussed about the use of your application, but what is an application? Any app, yeah. Okay. Can I say in a layman term like application is nothing but collection of data and with a well-defined process to mature the data, right? Yeah, instead of records, I'll say data because you will have different types of records, right? So I have, for example, let's say I need a loan from a bank. So I'll just go to the bank and I'll say, hey, I need 1 crore. Will they give me immediately? No, right? They'll say, okay, cool. Then they'll start asking me a lot of questions. Maybe as I'm from India, they'll ask my PAN card, right? Maybe my Aadhaar card, where I stay from, where I look, where I'm working for, and what are my pay slips, what's my annual income, what are the liabilities I have, all these things, looking at all this stuff, and then they'll start looking at the EMIs that I can pay. Based on that, they'll decide, and that too, they'll say that, now please wait for 2-3 days. We will verify your request and come back. So during this, they will follow a process, right? So you'll have multiple departments where they have to give the approval for this. And once everything is done, then only they'll say your loan is approved and then the money will be sanctioned, right? So it's just one record, one customer record for a loan application, but it has gone through the entire process. And this is called as application, right? So a well-defined objects with a well-defined process in an organization comes as an application. Now, admin is a person who can create your application along with your data, which is or the tables, right? Tables helps you to collect the data with a well-defined process, which means an admin can write some automation rules also. So what kind of automation rules, Ram? For example, when you're doing a transaction, you will get an email saying that, hey Ram, you have transferred 10,000 from one person, from your account to other person, right? Or let's say the moment my ride is completed, I will get a notification saying that Ram, your ride is completed, right? Or the moment I book a ticket, I will get an email from the travel agency saying that this is your to and from and this is your ticket, right? So these are all automations. So we can, as an admin, also write the automations in Salesforce as well. And of course, I can validate the data. So the moment I say I automate, I have to do the validations also. For example, the ticket price is $1,000 and I'm just trying to pay $999. So system won't allow me, right? So such kind of validations can be built, of course, complicated as well, right? And for example, your approval process, right? For example, let's say I'm from an organization where we use Salesforce for leave approvals. So the moment I raise a leave request, it has to be approved. So in Salesforce, we can define something called approval process where you can make use of it to get this automated, and you can do it using your admin knowledge itself, right? So this means using admin knowledge, I can fully define an application from end to end. Of course, it helps you to define the reports and dashboards also. Now the question is, okay, Ram, if you can do almost everything or everything using an admin, then what am I gonna learn as a developer? There should be some difference, right? Yes. So admin, yes, you can do most of the activities, but only using point and clicks. Okay, which means without writing a single line of code, you can build all this. But if the logic is very much complicated, or the UI that is admin can build the UI based on the according to the standard UIs given by Salesforce itself, right? But if the user is not happy with the standard UI which is given by Salesforce, that is where you have to build your custom user interfaces, right? So that's where you'll go with the development. And of course, if there is any complicated logics, or if I have to have any integrations with an external system, in all such cases, we'll go with the developer. And why admin first and developer later? Because see, basically, if you observe here, development is a process which will help you to overcome the drawbacks of your admin, which means, or which also means that to learn the development, the prerequisite is to learn admin, even if you're a developer. Why? Because a good developer must be a good admin also. Because for the same problem, like any other technology, for a single problem, you'll have 3-4 solutions. And in that case, you should be in a position to pick the right solution. To get that, you should know both your admin and development. So you have different certifications for admin 201, and for advanced, you have admin 401. When it comes to development, you have app builder, PD1, PD2. So based on your interest, you can go with it. Right now, Ram, how about the sessions? Of course, the course content will be given in detail. Course content will be given to you from the consultancy. Now, what are we gonna learn in future? Maybe from tomorrow is we are going to build one application in your screens, not in my screen. Okay, which means from tomorrow, one or the other person from the team or from this batch will be sharing the screen to make sure it is clear for every other person also. Okay, point number one. Second thing, what kind of application? We can pick any random real-time application, okay, that you are clearly aware of. So based on that, we'll build a use case. So which means instead of, or I'm not gonna discuss about any of these concepts straightforward and say that, hey, this is what is process builder used for, let's go with the next concept. No, that is not going to work. So rather, of course, I will help you what is that concept is about, or what is the feature of Salesforce is about. First that I'll show you a use case in the real-time application that we are discussing, so that it will help you to define an application as well. So which will make your life easier to remember the features. Instead of mugging in them, you will understand the things and memorize the things easier, right? So I'll follow the second approach. So for that, so first we'll complete the admin. Once the admin is done, then I'll keep on saying that, okay, this can be done in admin, this cannot be done in admin and all, so that those features will be covered in your development as well. Clear? Any questions, anyone?
Ram, I have a quick question for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any prerequisites for this course, like any scripting language or anything?
Oh, I'm really sorry that I forgot to tell you. So coming to prerequisites, for admin, you don't have to know anything. If you know the basics of Excel, like how to create a table, or how to navigate between Excel sheets, that is enough. Rest all I will be taking care. But when it comes to development, in development, Salesforce uses a core language called Apex, which is originated from Java. So if you are aware of Java object-oriented programming, that too very basic, it is fine. If not, I'll tell you a couple of days before I start your development. That is where you just have to look at some websites. So get the knowledge for an hour or two. That should be enough. You can manage easily. And then it will be an add-on advantage if you are aware of HTML, JavaScript. Okay. And these are the pay structures of different roles of Salesforce. But trust me, these are very, very less now. From the pandemic, the numbers, I will say numbers almost doubled. Okay. Yep, that will be there in the course content itself. So that's where you will, that's where I was speaking about. You have to learn about JavaScript, right? So Apex is for backend, and for the UIs, you will have to develop your Lightning components. So that will be covered in the course as well.
Okay,
Any
yeah.
other questions? Yep, that's all I have. So I'll still stay for a couple of minutes. If you have any questions, please do shoot me. And by the way, I forgot to speak about one more feature, that is your environment to practice, because I'm asking you, I will be asking you to share your screens, right? So we need an environment to practice, so that we are going to build it tomorrow in your screens. So one of you will share the screen. I'll tell you how to register for Salesforce and start using it for lifetime. Any other questions? Anyone? Class timetables, mostly it will be between 7:30 to 8:30. If there is any change, consultancy will let you know. 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. IST. Yeah, not every day. I think it will be only on weekdays, Monday to Saturday. Sorry, Monday to Friday. So you definitely need a week break. I mean, a couple of days break after a long weekend. So job opportunities, yes. So as far as I know, Career IT has been tied up with a couple of organizations. So you will be allowed, or they'll help you to uh, get your position for the interviews. And post that, it is up to you, like how strong you prepare. Based on that, interviews will be conducted. If you're good, you will be definitely offered a job. Non-IT people, yes, you can. Payment details will be taken care by the consultancy itself, right?
And Ram, how a non-technical guy can handle
Yeah,
this
I
course
am
with
looking at that question. I'm just waiting everyone to complete that.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So for a non-technical person, we have multiple roles again in Salesforce. You can be an admin, you can be a business analyst, you can be a tester as well, right? These are
Mhm.
the three different roles that are available.
And what about the job opportunities?
Not bad. When you compare with development, definitely it will be less, because developer, it's very straightforward, right? As a developer, I know admin and development, and
Mhm.
let's say, you learned only admin. So definitely your opportunities will be little lesser when you compare with me, right?
Yeah, because nowadays everyone is looking for cross-functional teams. So if we are only stick with the admin part, so do we get any enough opportunities, or what about the future? Do you have any idea about
Actually, I would have said no if you asked me the same question at least 6 months back, right? Straightforward, because in
that?
India we hire I mean, especially if you're from India. So we do hire only developers. But now we got a very special role, that is Salesforce business analyst, who must be aware of admin and the features of development, which means you will learn development, but it doesn't mean that you will practice. So you will understand, you'll try to understand the concepts of Salesforce. That should be enough. So you'll have lots and lots of opportunities as a BA in Salesforce, because I do know a couple of people who are working in my organization who resigned and got new positions in new different orgs. During those, during the interviews, what they did is they just added one word in their profile, that is Salesforce. They said like, I worked as a BA in an application for 6 months. And you know what? Before he mentioned Salesforce in his profile, he didn't. He got one offer or one job interview or one call in a week or 2 weeks. But after applying this, he attended 20 interviews and cracked, I think, 14 interviews
Oh,
as
that's
a
great.
business analyst.
Yeah,
Right?
and as by my knowledge, not I'm giving 100% confirmation that I heard the business analyst roles are mainly depends on the Power BI tools and the Tableau.
No, it's
So
there
I
in every
heard,
technology.
yeah, I'm talking about as per my knowledge. So how do you suggest about Salesforce as a business analyst?
Yeah. So see, first of all, who is a business analyst? Is a person who acts as a mediator between the product owners and the developers, or between the business and the developers, or the admins, right?
Mhm.
So you
Mhm.
will, as a BA, you will gather the requirements and from the business, and make sure me as a developer can understand your requirements and build the application. Pretty straightforward, correct?
Mhm.
Now, these days, so let's say you are the BA, you went to business said like, gave you one requirement, and you said like, okay, let me check with Ram. So you will come to me, you will connect with me, you will discuss, and then I'll say yes. Okay, you will go back maybe after a day or two, the business say this can be done. Again, after a couple of days, again business came up with a new requirement. Again you said, I'll go with Ram. Again you're taking around 3 days to confirm. Now business is saying, if my existing BA is not able to suggest anything, why should I go with him? I can directly talk to Ram, right?
Yes.
Because it's just English is just a language. So even
Mhm.
my developer also can understand. So why can't I connect with Ram? Why do I need to have a BA in between? So these days, business is looking at the business or the product owners are looking at the business analyst not just as a BA, but they are looking for a knowledgeable person in Salesforce. I mean, if it is Salesforce, okay. So
Yeah.
that they are not expecting you to provide the solution, but at least you should be in a position to say, yes, this is possible in Salesforce, or no, it is not at all possible, right? At least the solution details, right? So using this, what will happen? Business will gain some knowledge and or even trust on the system as well, right?
Mhm.
So that is where the demand of BAs got increased. And that is where this year Salesforce launched a new certification for business analysts as well. Apart from the certification track that I've shown you, so you do have a business analyst certification as
Yeah, this is my next question. Like, so, for getting a job in Salesforce, so the certification is mandate or
well.
it's an added advantage?
It is always an added advantage, especially if you're looking for as a fresher job, I mean, a fresh start in Salesforce. Right?
Okay.
If you're already experienced with 5, 6 years of experience, and then you might say that certification is not required and all, but at least people will look at your profile at least for one certificate.
Okay, got it. And I think you forgot to discuss about the course content.
Ram, I
Course
have one
content.
question. I
I
have one question. I'm
I
a
did
non-IT
discuss.
background guy. Uh, I,
Um,
I
till admin part it's going to be fairly easy for me. But for developer, you said we need to write codes, right? So how difficult is it to understand this, writing codes?
Yeah, see, understanding you will get it easily, okay? Because I will be making sure that you understood the concepts very easily, because I will always explain you in a layman term first, and then when it comes to coding, yes, you have to struggle a bit, but I will make sure you understand the features, every feature that is there in the development part, okay?
Thanks.
Because there is huge difference between understanding and writing the code, right? So writing the code depends on how much practice you are doing every day, because as you are not IT background person, so definitely you might have to struggle maybe 20-30% more than the person who already is aware of the development, right?
Thanks.
Coming to course content, we already have we already had a discussion, right? So I discussed about admin and development. So if you want in-depth details about the course content, anyways, you will be getting it from the consultancy. Yeah, and tomorrow, if not tomorrow, day after tomorrow, very worst case, I will show you how the application works. And by the way, discussing about the application is like generally when I in my organization or any organization for that matter. So how do we define an application? It's like first application comes as a business problem from the business, right? We as an architects will understand what is this about, what can be done for this, if whether it can be done in Salesforce or not, right? Once the technology is finalized, for example, if it is Salesforce, then what we'll do is we'll conduct a workshop with the business, so that to understand about their process first. We are not going to propose any solution after looking at the business problem. We'll try to understand the business problems, right? In this workshop, the workshop will goes for a week. Post that, we'll get a basic design. That will be the start point. And during this discussion, I'll form a team with developers, business analysts, and if testers possible. So all of them will be sitting in the workshop. So they'll gather all the requirements, and then we as a team internally will sit together and will analyze what are the pros and cons that can be delivered using Salesforce. Then we'll design and then start building the application and the system. And we are going to do the same thing in this session also. But as we have a limited amount of time, because we have to complete the course within 2 months, right? So the entire workshop, I'll convert that into one single session, which means I will come to you as a business in one session. Then I will say this is my requirement, and based on that, we will discuss about some basic application in an Excel sheet, in a layman Excel sheet. That will be the start point of yours in your Salesforce. From there, we'll convert that Excel sheet architecture or the diagram into Salesforce, so that by the end of the day, you will have a full-fledged application built in your systems with all the features that are available. Okay. And coming to if you are not getting any course content from the consultancy, don't worry. So the course content is based on the certification tracks itself, which means I will cover each and every piece of or every feature of the course which is required for your certification, either it could be admin or development. Okay. Any further questions, or did I answer your question?
Hi Ram. Actually, I just need to know that I heard of something that in the daily work life, the coding part will be take us 60% and the admin part take us in 40%. Is that
It depends on the requirements of the business. So Salesforce always says that don't go to the development unless until it's very much required. But there are cases where, see, developer itself, sorry, your business itself says that I don't want the standard screen. What you'll do, you have to define a custom screen. That is where your 80% of the code is, sorry, application will be dependent on your development features itself, right? It depends. So you cannot rely on this number saying that no, I should go with only 40% of development and rest 60 with admin, or 70% of admin and 30% with development. That is not that easy. But at the same time, when we are discussing about the features, I will tell you, or I'll make sure, as I mentioned, actually I mentioned this in the earlier feature also. By end of the session, I will make sure, if I have given you a requirement, as I said, every technology, not just in Salesforce, every technology will have at least 2 to 3 solutions for every problem. But it's upon you, it's completely dependent upon you to take the right solution or to propose the right solution. I'll make sure you will be at that position, whether you practice the development or not. But if I give you a business problem at the end, you will say, okay, Ram, this can be done by process builder only. So the solution can be implemented by multiple features, but here we can use, the best solution could be only process builder, or someone can say that, okay, no, this will be done only by batch because of this requirement, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi Ram, this is Ganesh. I have one. What is the difference between SFCC and SFDC?
Salesforce Commerce Cloud and Salesforce dot, right? So Salesforce has various clouds in it, like it is being used for multiple in the industrial clouds, like financial cloud. Yeah, they have health cloud. So it's all about the velocity.
Do we have any content related to SFCC in this course?
Definitely not, because that comes only with the paid licenses.
Like Sandbox?
Sandbox, if so, that is not possible because, as I said, it's a paid version.
Yes, yes. Okay. See, actually, I'm into IT administrator level. Now I'm working as an IT administrator level. If I switch to this particular developing side, is it works? Like opportunities?
Obviously, yes.
Okay.
So the environment that you are gonna get is a free environment, but that is more and more than enough to practice the concepts and features of Salesforce. As someone mentioned, you won't be getting SFMC or SFCC clouds because you have to pay for that. So if you're okay with that, then it's up to you, because payments also won't be not less than $5,000 or $10,000 per annum to get an off. So it's not required. Yeah.
Okay.
Or you can get it like if you approach Salesforce directly for the same courses. So even Salesforce trains people for the same courses. So if you approach there, you will definitely get it. But per course, I think you have to pay around 2000 USD. That's where you will get the environments, and that too only till you complete the course, which is 30 days. Yeah, they will complete the entire course in 30 days.
Can another course duration?
It's around 2 months, 40 days. I mean, plus or minus. I won't say this is the exact number. So generally, it goes plus only.
Okay.
I mean, I'm including both admin and development. 20 for admin, 20 for development.
Okay.
As at Salesforce is showing that whatever the in the YouTube or whatever in the outside of the market, it's showing that it's a developer, administration, cloud, and marketing, and these were interlinked, or these in the part of course.
These are interlinked. So admin and development is a part of course, but this is not for marketing cloud, because marketing cloud you cannot learn on the free editions, right? So it needs a paid license. So this will be, Salesforce won't allow people to learn marketing cloud for free. So for this you have to, Salesforce itself is CRM, Satya. So for marketing cloud, it should go through your organization itself, wherever you're working.
Okay, I mean, as per that, you are saying that we have to learn from the organizations, whatever we are working in the concern organizations, we have to learn from the marketing and the cloud. We have to learn from over there, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any inputs will be assigned to us for the starting the marketing and cloud, or nothing will be shown to us?
Definitely, I'm not gonna share my, because it's not legal, right? So no, if it is legal, Salesforce would have given a free editions itself. So I cannot show my organization details here, right?
Okay. Is there sure. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. And by the way, this course is only about admin and development. Yeah. It's not about marketing cloud, because marketing cloud also needs at least a minimum of 3 weeks to learn.
Okay, I mean, you said that it's a BA. It includes a BA also. It's other part of these two.
I mean, admin development includes the BA itself. So it's, if you're done both, you can apply for a business analyst role as well, right?
Okay.
So you don't have to learn the BA concept separately. It will be taken care within this. But anything specific to any other clouds, any products of Salesforce. So I'll be covering Salesforce, Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, and the platform here. So because these are the topics that will come up during your admin and development. When it comes to, as you said, marketing, velocity, this commerce, all these things, it needs licenses, and it's an offense to show those screens to anyone outside your organizations.
Yeah, but current market is running on the marketing and the, I mean, marketing and the cloud. Most of the companies were working on the marketing and the cloud. They are showing their product based and everything in the through the whatever that they're trying to give up with the marketing. That's what right now the booming uh, part is marketing and the cloud.
It's been 12 years that I'm into Salesforce, more than, I mean, close to 13 actually, not even 12. I don't see that. Maybe out of 10, marketing cloud is taking 4, but other 6 are from development, admin, business analyst, architects itself, right? Or it could be 30%. That's it, ratio.
Yeah, thank you.
But by the way, without knowing this admin and development, there's no point in learning any other technology, I mean, other features, because this is the base for everything.
Yeah. As a beginner, we have to be as a taking the two, right? It's a admin and the developer, and which is the most preferable for this in this two, whatever the in the part of course, what is the most preferable?
So I will suggest for development itself, rather than looking for admin, if you are capable of. If not, at least complete the course and go for a business analyst.
In the
Okay.
beginners.
Yeah. I mean, if someone said like, I'm not a IT person, so I don't know how to code. So what do you suggest me? So for those people, yep, you can settle down at admin or a business analyst. But if you knows or if you can stretch your time to learn the development, I suggest you go for a development.
Okay. And currently, Indian markets are they're not opening for the doors for the admins, and most of the people were looking for the
That
DevOps. As I
is why I'm speaking
as I
about
said,
business analyst. So that's where I'm speaking about business analyst, not that much.
okay.
Yep. So LWCs will be discussed, Mahesh. So bye bye. It's a part of the course. Any other questions? Anyone?
Nothing.
Yep. Thanks for attending. In that case, we'll take a sign off. Let's meet tomorrow. Please be in touch with the consultancy. I just will see if there is anyone from Career IT. Lakshmi or Vijaya, is anyone there from Career IT? Okay, I think they're a bit away. So the Career IT folks will be in touch with you to share the further details. Yeah. See you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.
Bye, Ram. Thank you.